we've got rolling analysis as much as we have rolling reports coverage from across the country here on Morning Live. So please stay with us. Aubrey Matshiqi is, of course, our political analyst this morning, helping us to unpack all of these developments. So we spoke about these prejudices and just this moment, Aubrey, because as you say, fact is the face of poverty in this country is black, it is female in the main. You look at what has been termed for many years now, for decades in South Africa, as the triple threat of inequality, unemployment, and poverty in this country. And if you look at the demands for this shutdown, it speaks to those pivotal issues, in addition to things such as load shedding, the rolling blackouts that we've been experiencing, and of course, the call for President Cyril Ramaphosa to step down. But let's talk about the three evils that have been with us, since the start of this democracy, and that seem to be growing. So what are we failing at doing here?
Well, you can look at our democracy in two ways. For reasons I will state as we continue with our conversation, I'm not a fan of liberal democracy. But as I said, we'll come back to that. So if we look at where we are, we have a situation where the dominant reality in our politics, in the economy, and elsewhere is that of whiteness as an ideology, a way of seeing, a worldview, a way of being, and so on. And the reason I keep on referring to the post-apartheid state as a neo-apartheid is because when you look at race, class, gender, economic, and other relations, you could be looking at South Africa in 1962. In other words, the interest, particularly the racial interests, particularly the racially designed economic interests, today resemble what obtained in 1962. And therefore, while apartheid, in formal terms, is not a reality, today, apartheid or apartheid relations still obtain. And hence, I keep on saying ours is a neo-apartheid state. But when you talk about poverty, inequality, and other signs of inequality, you are not only talking about the post-apartheid state as a neo-apartheid state. You are talking about the condition of those who are black and those who are black women as a neo-apartheid state of being. Now, because the dominant reality, as I said, is that of whiteness and the economic interests that go with it. The ANC government, as part of this neo-apartheid state, is a government that is more loyal to the interests of global and domestic capital than it is to the interests of those who are black, who are victims of neo-coloniality, who are victims of inequality, poverty, unemployment, and other signs of underdevelopment. And so, therefore, what you have is a situation where this neo-apartheid state, in its orientation towards the interests of whiteness, is a state that is servile. The ANC government, in that orientation, is a government that is servile and obsequious. But in its orientation towards black people, particularly those who are poor, it is a lion. So in other words, in its orientation towards whiteness and the interests of whiteness, in its orientation towards global and domestic capital, the neo-apartheid state and the ANC government as a component thereof is a unique. But when it comes to its orientation towards those who are poor and black, it is a lion.